Andrew McCART, IFL TV, delighted for the first time and a pleasure to finally meet Mrs. Dee Allen. Dee, obviously, you've won a European title, but before we talk about that and what the future holds for you, how's things? How's life?
Yeah, it's going really well. Excited to be back at training today. Like I said, I just come back from my first double session since my fight. Obviously picked up the European title and to add to my WBC title, which I won last October. So
Well,
feeling good.
listen, that's the thing. Obviously, you're in a division right now. The welterweight division for the women is a hotly contested division. Some very, very good, talented girls in there. And now that you've got that WBC version and you've got the European title, sure, you're knocking on the door very, very soon to face some of these girls. Now, we'll name some of them, but the girls at the top, surely you're almost there to mix it with the big girls.
Yeah, I believe I am. I think this puts me in the running for it. Hopefully. So I'll probably, after I've defended my European title a couple times, then I should be able to go for hopefully a world title.
Obviously, the world title, I think Natasha Jonas has dropped down to face Mikaela, I believe, for a version of the world title. You've got also girls like Lauren Price down there as well. You've got yourself. You've got Jessica McCaskill. I don't know what she's doing. Mikaela, like I said. So for you to get that world title, you're going to have to. It's not going to be an easy route for you.
No, it's not, but I'm ready for it. I'm definitely ready for it. I want all the belts, so I'm gonna have to go and get it, innit?
That's it. You're going to have to go and get it, and I'm sure that's what you want as a fighter. You don't want to be facing these journey women that just come and they sort of like turtle up a little bit or they're scared to engage. You want somebody that's going to try and, for lack of a better word, is to try and knock your head off. That's the sort of contest you want to be in.
Yeah, it's definitely more engaged. I like more engaging fights, and it's more entertaining. And there's nothing to gain by fighting journey women.
Yeah,
You could be fighting journey your whole career and get nowhere. So I just want to mix it with the big girls, fight proper fights. Well, I fought most of my fights so far. I've had 6 fights, and 3 of them have been 50-50 fights. So it's not really been an easy route for me, but I think it's been a better route for me because it's given me more experience rather than just going in there knocking them out. Well, I have been going in there knocking them out, but rather than going in there with like less experienced women, and it's not really helping to pull me along. So the fights that I've had before, it's been good.
Well, let's talk about your fight again. You went into the Lions Den, like I said, against Marine Beauchamp, I believe her name was, for the vacant EBU title. You went into France, fought the French opponent, French fighter, and you came out with a split decision victory. I saw on BoxRec. Now, was it a split decision in your eyes? Because I haven't seen the fight, so please forgive me. So, yeah, how close was the fight? Was it that close, or did you feel like you won quite handsomely?
I don't feel it was that close. I feel she may have taken like 2 or 3 rounds, but other than that, I think it should have been unanimous.
When you heard it was a split decision, how nervous were you?
I'm still I was like, oh, okay, then was it that close? Cause I didn't think it was that close. So my coach was like, yeah, you've won it. So when they said split, I didn't really understand what they were saying, to be honest, because they were speaking in French. So I don't know if you could see from my face. I was trying to work out like, okay, what's going on anyway? But then it was like, it's a split decision. I was thinking, oh, does it mean it's really close? Then I was like, it can't be that close. And I thought in my head, I thought it's definitely gone to her because I'm in France. She's from France. So I was actually really surprised that I actually managed to win it on a split, to be honest.
Listen, if that's the case, then justice, because sometimes you've been in boxing, I've been in boxing. We know sometimes judges can get it wrong a couple of times, and they can sway it to the other person that doesn't seem to have won the fight. Do you know what I mean? We won't go too much into the politics side of things and what the judges do, but you know what I'm talking about. Sometimes a home fighter with a home crowd, even though they've lost the fight in many people's eyes, can sometimes sway the judges. But at least that didn't happen in your fight.
Yeah, luckily that didn't happen.
So what's next for you? Like I said to you right now, like let's forget about the girls at world around the world, like Mikaela, like I said, and Jessica McCaskill. Just here in the UK, we've got you, Lauren Price, Natasha Jonas, and Sandy Ryan, all around that welterweight division. So, I mean, you're there or thereabouts. You've got a European title. I'm sure one of these girls might want to crack at that.
Well, hopefully they can come and try. I mean, there might off, and I'm planning on keeping it for the rest of my life. So good luck trying. They can all come knocking.
Good stuff. That's good to hear. But obviously, you want to defend your title, or you want to go for the world honors. So I'm guessing that you've got a keen eye on this Natasha Jonas and Mikaela Mayer fight.
Yeah, I was really I watched the Sandy Ryan and McCaskill fight really closely because I was honestly, obviously, it ended up being a draw. So I know they're gonna do a rematch, but the rematch ain't gonna happen until after they've both done their mandatory defenses. So, but yeah, I've been there. The three that I've been watching: Natasha Jonas, Jessica McCaskill, and Sandy Ryan, because they've got all the belts at my weight. So yeah,
That,
hopefully at some point next year or end of the year next year, I'll be fighting one of them, or mid next year or something. I'll be fighting one of them, hopefully.
listen, you got to keep doing what you're doing, keep winning, and I'm sure you'll get to where you want to be. But there's the British title. I know the British title, the first ever British title in your weight was fought and contested and won by Lauren Price. So, I mean, the British title is, especially for the men, it's such an old title, and you know yourself, you've watched boxing when two fighters go at it from Britain for that British title. We always get a dust up. We always get a fight because it means so much. For you, would you want to crack? Do you want to get your name on that British title? Is that something you've thought about?
Not really. I've kind of thought past that because I feel like it's kind of one down from the European title. So it doesn't really, for me to have that, it's not really going to add anything to my position or anything like that. So I just don't see the point where I can just jump ahead and fight the bigger girls who've got the bigger titles.
Well, that's the thing. What's next for you then? You've said you're back. You've had a couple of weeks off, or you've been training some light training sessions, but you've just had your double session. So, have you got a fight date lined up? The reason why you're doing double sessions?
No, not a fight. It's because I had SNC and then I had my boxing afterwards, so it just ends up being like that. But there's nothing. There's actually nothing. We haven't spoke about anything yet. Um, it'll probably the next fight will probably be a defense fight for my European, to be honest. But like I said, there's nothing that's been spoken about or anything as of yet. So I'm just waiting. But obviously, I've got to keep training, ticking over, keep myself in shape, and keep ready.
Well, that's it. Do you know who it'll be against? I think there's only one European girl ahead of you in the world rankings, and it's Ivana. I think she's from Croatia. I think is it.
Thanks.
I was doing a little bit of research. I can't quite remember. I think there's one girl ahead of you in Europe, other than the British girls, that's ahead of you in the world rankings. I think I'm not too sure, so don't quote me on that. I was doing, but I don't know. Do you know who you can face for that title? Defend it.
No, I haven't got a clue, but I'm ready for anyone. I'm ready. I just want to have a next fight anyway. So anyone who wants it's going to be the next mandatory challenger in it, or for mandatory defense. So whoever's next in line, bring it on.
Definitely. You seem eager to you seem like a fighter. You just want to fight. That's the sort of vibe I'm getting right now.
It is. I, I enjoy fighting in the ring.
In the ring. That as long as you're getting paid for it, that's the main thing. I will touch on it because like we've touched on it a little bit, but I want to touch on it a little bit more. Will you be at Natasha Jonas versus Mikaela Mayer fight? Because like I said to you, it's happening here in the UK. It's for a world title. You're there or thereabouts. It's for the IBF world title. And like these two girls are world champions, unified world champions, and they're meeting each other and are a great fight. Will you be watching? Will you be ringside? Will you be at the arena? Where would you be?
If I could be ringside, I'll be there, but I'll definitely be watching it. Like I do keep an eye out on these girls. Obviously, I do work as well. But I'll definitely get there. If I can make it, I'll get there. But I'll definitely be watching.
Well, let's
Because
hope.
I'll know who I'm facing.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Well, talk to me then. Can you pick a winner in this one? I mean, Mikaela Mayer's a very good champion. She's had that one loss against Baumgardner, but Natasha Jonas has had a couple of losses in her career. She's Terry Harper and Katie Taylor. Excuse me, but she's went on and won and unified the division above. So, for you, can you pick a winner in this one?
um, Myers, I'm kind of swaying towards her. To be honest.
There's a reason for that.
I think style wise, I think Maya is kind of more so aggressive than Natasha. So I'm not too sure how she would kind of deal with that because from what I've seen from Natasha, she likes her fights like they're fought at her pace and she manages to control them. So I don't know if she's going to be able to control Myers and keep her at a pace he wants to fight the whole fight at. So Yeah, I'm kind of swaying towards Myers.
Well, that like I said to you, you've got a great opportunity right now with that European title to get in the mix with these girls, and these girls are fighting on big platforms, and do you know what I mean? So maybe into 2024, if you're looking at 2024, because we're almost there, if we're doing this interview the same time next year, what are we talking about? We're talking about you being a world champion, you've fought on the big stage. Where would you like to be?
World champion.
Yeah.
That's the yeah. I keep telling everyone by next year, maybe mid next year, I should have at least two of the world titles, and by the end of it, hopefully, I'll have all of them. If I can fight all the girls, like I said, Jonas, Sandy Ryan, and McCaskill by the end of next year, and unify, that would be brilliant. That would be brilliant.
Well, D, you've got to keep doing what you're doing, keep winning. And I'll end this interview on this. You mentioned their names: McCaskill, Ryan, Maya, Natasha. You got a message for these girls?
Better be ready for me because I'm coming to collect my belts. Just keep them warm for me. Thank you.
Listen, you're an absolute pleasure to talk to you and meet you for the first time. Hopefully, one day I'll see you at a show and we can do a proper interview with a microphone and camera. But until then, enjoy the rest of your evening, and I'll speak to you soon.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Dee. Thank you.